Embrace the journey, transform your life. There comes a moment in life when you have to lose yourself to find who you truly are. I've lost my mind and I don't want to find it again. Because I don't want to be like everyone else, walking through life with blinders on, complaining about the world while doing nothing to change it. I want to be one of the few who takes a deep, honest look within and decides, if I want to change the world, I need to change myself first. It's easy to fall into the trap of pessimism, the habit of seeing only the problems, the obstacles, and the struggles. But the truth is, your life is shaped not by what happens to you, but by how you choose to see it. Your perception is everything. If you look at life with a lens of negativity, you'll see only defeat. But if you shift your mindset, you'll realize that every struggle is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to grow. And it starts with one powerful decision. You have to choose to believe that you can.
I lost my mind, and I don't want to find it because I don't want to be like anybody else. I don't want to be like the majority who says nothing is wrong with me, everything's wrong with the world. I want to be like the very few who say, I need to change me so I can change the world.
Pessimism, the deadly disease of always looking on the bad side, the problem side, the difficult side, checking all the reasons why it can't be done. The poor pessimist leads an ugly life. It all depends on how you look at it. Our lives are mostly affected by the way we think things are not the way they are. The way we think they are affects us most.
What you're going through right now are preparing you for what it is that you want. Whatever it is in life that you want, the hard times are given to you so that you can grow and so you can get stronger. You cannot be trusted with a lot unless you can be trusted with a little. That's how life is. Everything that you've been praying for, everything that you've asked the universe for is coming to you. But you just have to keep going and go through the hard moments and grow for what you want. And when you get there, you will see that you cannot connect the dots looking forward, but you see how the struggles were the most important part of the journey to get you to where you wanted to be.
Well, never, ever, ever live a life that you're meant to live. If you're constantly worried about what other people are thinking, people are going to be disappointed no matter what you do. Let them judge. Let them be disappointed. Let them say what they're going to say. Let them not invite you. Let me live my life.
If you want to win big in the beginning, you're not going to have it all. You're going to start earlier. You're going to work later. You're going to work weekends. You're going to skip beers with the boys. You're going to miss a dance recital or a baseball game. The question is just whether you want to make the trade for the thing that you want now, for the thing that you want most. And everything has a price. And so if you're not willing to make the trade, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just about what trades you are willing to make, because the person who wants to be you is willing to trade more.
You have to stick to your guns. You have to find something that you could do that maybe other people couldn't do. And even if that seems different or doesn't fit into people's expectations, that's what's going to distinguish it if you could do it successfully. So I think it's really about sticking to your guns, doing something you passionately believe in, but you have to be true to your own passion and your own sense.
You don't even realize how much potential you have. You think you're just confined to the reality you currently live in, that you're just born the way you are, and that's the way it is. And just because it's been this way this whole time, that it can't be any other way. It's not true. It doesn't matter what your story's been up to this point. Who is responsible for finishing the story? It's not your parents. It's not your genetics. It's not your friends. It's not your family. It's not any of the things that you've been blaming your entire life. It's you. So you can either sit there and continue to blame everyone else and tell everyone that you don't know what it's like to be me, or you can say, you know what my story's been, what it's been. Things have gone the way they've gone, and I can't change that, but what I can do is take control of my future. I can choose to not be a victim anymore, and I may not have control over everything that happens in the future either, but I can do a whole lot more than I've been doing.
It's a lonely journey. You're isolated, no excuse to keep pace with you will fall off. They'll see where their world ends and yours begins. Your ability to suffer, endure, our work must be greater. You must be willing to extend yourself to limit with no guarantee of success. Every day you must ask yourself, did I do enough?
What's the worst that could happen if you fail? What if you have to begin again? What if things don't turn out as planned? Sure, it's rewarding when your hard work finally pays off, but sometimes the real value lies in the journey itself. Some experiences are there to remind you that success isn't guaranteed, but you can still find fulfillment, knowing that you gave it your all and left no stone unturned. Not every effort is meant to result in success. Just keep moving forward and trust the process.
The main issue many people face is that they've lost touch with themselves. They're constantly focused on the opinions of others, influenced by the outside world instead of listening to their own inner voice. What you need to do is turn inward, stop paying attention to what others say, stop letting social media or your peers dictate your choices. Instead, reconnect with yourself. Rediscover what truly excites you, what genuinely stirs you. You need to block out the noise, the expectations placed on you by others, whether it's your parents or society. Start tuning into your own passions. Look back to that childlike enthusiasm you once had before the world told you what you should care about.
The most crucial question you can ask yourself is, what do I truly want? Once you have a clear answer to that, make sure every action you take, every decision you make is aligned with that vision. When you live with purpose and clarity, the universe will start to support you in ways you never imagined. Your intentions will shape your path, and opportunities will begin to unfold before you.
Oh, never let anybody take your belief in yourself away from you because they're hurting their side, don't you? Never let nobody do that. Always believe in who you are in the darkest moments, man. In the darkest moments when you had that pain, when you at the bottom know that you're gonna get back up, that you gotta believe that you won't get back up.
Success is a journey that demands you to fail repeatedly. No book, course, guru, television show, or degree can teach you the lessons that failure will. The people who inspire you the most have failed the most, made the most mistakes, and stumbled more than anyone else. They learned from those setbacks, and that's what led them to greatness. You don't win the championship on a single day. The true victory happens when you wake up every morning, get on that treadmill, stick to those mundane routines, and hone your skills. It's in those everyday efforts that you become a champion. But remember, progress always comes with a cost. It's not enough to simply want to improve. You must commit to it fully, dedicate yourself to growth, and seize every opportunity that comes your way.
The greatest test may not come from the path we travel to success. The greatest test is, what do we do with success once we find?
Whenever you choose to chase after something new, just remember that is supposed to be intimidating. You're supposed to feel anxiety and doubt your ability to make it happen, because when you live outside your comfort zone, that's where growth takes place. You might not be qualified yet, but that doesn't invalidate the idea that eventually you can be so challenge yourself, learn, make mistakes. Just get started, but whatever you do, keep going.
The fruit of everything good in life begins with a challenge. Everything is a pill that's worthwhile, and it's not going to come to you, and it's not going to fall in your life, and it's not going to be something that, oh my gosh, it just was so simple. It's always going to be difficult.
And for many of you, this is your chance. This is your shot. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your opportunity. This is your place for you to really begin to live an intentional life.
Times where you're going to have to do it alone. There's not going to be any team support. There's not going to be any family support. There's not going to be any friend support. There's going to be times where you got to go and do it yourself, and you got to do it alone. And those are the times that make a difference. Those are the times that count. Those are the times where you have to dig deep yourself to get the job done. And if you can make that happen, you will win.
Everyone will fall, whether it happens in private or it happens in public. It's the only difference. The thing is, you got to stop thinking about the fact that you're going to fall. You could fall. If you don't fall, that means you're coasting. You're making sure that you play it so safe that you never get a chance to see how great life can be. There are levels to greatness. And the only way to get there is that you have to be willing to risk it all. What are you betting on? You're betting on you. You throw all the chips in and say, if I don't have anything else to count on, if I don't have a mom, I don't have a dad, I don't have a backing, I don't have a team. If I can bank on me, then I'll never go bankrupt. Because the depths of what's inside of you is greater than anyone can ever estimate.
Greatest risk they take is not taking one, and I use it to this day. Anytime I feel that, should I feel nervous like I feel right now, and I take the risk. So this is us. This is our lives.
If we don't make an effort, if we don't apply force, we don't change, our lives will just continue as they are. Dream big and protect those dreams. Not everybody wants to see you win, and the reality is, the bigger your dream, the more they want to shit on it. They're going to be so intimidated because you're going to have to change and become your higher self. You're going to have to become different. You're going to have more commitment. You're going to have to dedicate more time, and that means more time away from them. Better set big dreams. You better set big goals, and you better work like a game monster to chase those big dreams down and achieve them. Otherwise, you'll have a lifetime of regret.
Socrates, he said, an unexamined life is a life not worth living. Examining your own life is self-education. No one can show you these things but yourself. No one can make you realize what you've been chasing but yourself. Feel better to convince you than you. If you never examine these beliefs that have been handed down to you from when you were a child, you will just keep chasing them and keep acting in accordance with those beliefs.
No, there are people that would kill to be in your position. Sure, you might not be exactly where you want to be. You might want to be in better shape. You might want to make more money. But there are people that literally can't get out of bed. People confined to the reality that you so willingly choose. They don't get a choice. They don't get a say. Even if they wanted to accomplish the very same thing that you claim you want to accomplish, they can't. And while someone out there is looking at you thinking they have everything, they can run, they can jump, they can work, they can accomplish, they can do whatever they want to do. Why aren't they choosing to do that? If only I could do that. All of the things that you need to do to move the needle in your life should not be a burden to you. They should be a celebration of your capabilities. Because even though you may not feel like doing them, at least you can do that.
You see, you can take people to wherever you aren't willing to go. You got to be willing to get up off the ground. You got to be willing to break the mold. You got to be willing to stop the coasting, because the coast is clear for someone to grab the reins of greatness. It might as well be you. You got to believe that somehow, no matter what I've gone through, it's making me stronger. It may hurt for the moment, but it makes you stronger. You get back on the bike and you'll find that you can assail, you can surpass, you can accelerate, you can get past the things that happened in your past. Because it takes something to make you something, but that takes a willingness to go through a fall and realize that every fall must give way to a summer. Your season is coming. Don't throw it away because you experienced a cold winter.
Spent so much of my life terrified what I was going to become and whether I was going to be right here, right now. God, how much time did I waste afraid I wasn't going to be right here, right now? If I could change, the only thing I'd change about my whole life would be fearing less that I wouldn't get right here, the place that I was going anyway. I wouldn't change all the mistakes and mishaps, I needed those, but all the constant worry that I wasn't going to make it that took me out of enjoying the moment. It took me out of enjoying these experiences, smiling or eating my lunch or doing whatever I was doing. Know your mission, have faith, you're going to get there. Wherever you go, it's going to be all right. Just find ways to get out of your head.
The power of resilience and belief. Success isn't just about reaching the top, it's about what you do with it once you get there. Life will test you not only on the path to success, but on how you choose to respond when you achieve your dreams. So remember this, embrace the challenges. You will feel fear, doubt, and anxiety, but those are the moments where growth truly happens. Every setback, every obstacle, every time you fall, it's all a part of your story. It's shaping you into someone capable of doing great things.
Don't let the fear of failure stop you. Failure is a lesson, it's a stepping stone to becoming better. The people who achieve greatness are those who are willing to take risks, fail, learn, and keep going. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep moving forward, one step at a time. So as you chase your dreams, remember, you have everything you need within you. Even when it gets tough, when you're alone, when it feels like the whole world is against you, that's when your true strength will emerge. Don't give up. You are closer than you think.
Now, it's time to make the choice. Will you let your fears hold you back, or will you use them to fuel your drive? Your future is waiting, and you have the power to make it happen. Keep going, because your journey is far from over, and greatness is waiting for you just beyond the next challenge. Believe in yourself and keep moving forward.
And if you are going to give up, please decide after listening to this story.
There is a person named Ella, a girl who once lived in the shadows of herself. Born into a poor family, Ella never had the opportunities that other children did. She always felt like a loser, as if all her dreams were too distant and the world outside was too vast for her to step out of her small shadow. But what few people knew was that Ella had an incredibly strong heart. From a young age, Ella loved art. She painted, wrote, and created everything just to escape the harsh reality where poverty and struggles clung to her family. But she always felt like she wasn't good enough. How could a girl from a remote village ever become a famous artist or writer? She wondered if anyone would ever see her works, if anyone would care about the story of someone like her. The answer came one autumn morning when Ella received a letter. It was from a national art competition she had entered without expecting anything. She opened the letter with trembling hands, her eyes brimming with tears as she read the words, "We are thrilled to announce that you have won the top prize in this year's competition." She couldn't believe her eyes, but it was true. From a girl who seemed to be a nobody, Ella had won. However, that was only the beginning of a journey full of hardships and challenges. She realized that success didn't always come easily. Ella's paintings were not just art. They were pieces of her life, untold stories of pain, hope, and yearning. She began her journey to seek recognition, to find a place for her dreams. But each time Ella came close to success, she faced unrelenting failures. Once, she was rejected by a famous art gallery with the reason that her painting was not impressive enough. The feeling of disappointment overwhelmed her. Everything seemed to collapse. She cried for a long night, asking herself if she was strong enough to stand up again. But then one thought flashed in her mind: if I give up, will this life still have meaning? And so she began painting again. This time, not to be recognized, but to be true to herself. She painted not to be praised, but to release the emotions that had been bottled up inside her. She painted to heal, to breathe life into her works and find peace in them. Ella's story became famous, not because of her beautiful paintings, but because of the path she had walked. The failures, the struggles could not stop her, because Ella had discovered one important thing. True strength is not in achieving what you want, but in continuing even when the world tells you no. In the end, Ella became not only a famous artist, but also an inspiration to millions. She taught them an important lesson: never let life knock you down. No matter where you start, no matter how many failures you face, remember that the most important thing is that you never give up on your dreams. As long as you stand up and keep moving forward, you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. Ella was not just an artist. She was a symbol of perseverance and hope. Her story was not just a journey of overcoming obstacles, but a reminder that each of us has the strength to change our lives, as long as we never give up on our dreams.
Ella's story conveys a powerful lesson. True strength doesn't come from immediate success, but from the ability to never give up, no matter how many challenges and failures life throws at you. Ella learned that although the path may be full of obstacles, as long as you hold on to your belief in yourself and persist, you will find the change and success you seek. The story also reminds us that sometimes our biggest failures are the crucial stepping stones to success, and the most important things in life are not the recognition from others, but the honesty and perseverance with ourselves.